Bird feeding is a rewarding and tranquil hobby that connects people with nature. If you're a bird enthusiast, you may be interested in attracting rare and exotic species to your own backyard. With a few strategic steps, you can transform your outdoor space into a haven for unique and uncommon birds. Here's a guide on how to attract rare birds to your yard and enhance your bird viewing experience. Get to know your local birds. Before you start attracting rare birds, it's crucial to know which species are native to and common in your region. Furthermore, keeping track of the birds you see at your feeders and in your yard on a regular basis will help you notice any species that you don't normally see. Once you get to know the birds that are usually in your area, get to know regional rarities that may come to your feeders but are still uncommon as well. Understanding the specific needs and habitats of these birds will help you create an environment that appeals to them and make your yard as inviting as possible for these species. Provide a variety of habitats. Different bird species have unique habitat preferences. Some may prefer wooded areas, while others thrive in open spaces. To attract a variety of rare birds, create a diverse habitat in your yard. Incorporate native plants, trees, and shrubs that mimic the natural environment of the rare birds you're targeting. If you aren't sure which rare species you are hoping to bring in, try to have as many different types of habitats as possible. Some examples include a small grove of conifers, along with some deciduous trees in a separate area. This will provide shelter, nesting sites, and a natural food source for a variety of different birds, as you never know exactly which rare species will show up. Offer a variety of food options. Similar to birds' habitat preferences, each species also favors different things to eat. A wide variety of foods at feeders can draw in more species than having just one type. For example, safflower and thistle seeds are favorites of many types of finches. Fruits such as grapes and oranges can attract robins, rose-breasted grosbeaks, and orioles, and suet is a favorite of woodpeckers. Invest in high-quality bird feeders that cater to the dietary preferences of rare birds you're trying to attract. Some of these birds may require outside-of-the-box thinking if you want to bring them to your yard, such as mealworm feeders. Some people even put scraps of meat outside to bring in predatory birds and other animals. Additionally, place a variety of feeders at different heights and locations in your yard to accommodate different species. Clean and refill the feeders regularly to ensure a fresh and enticing food source. Leave feeders up out of season. One of the best ways to attract rare birds to your yard is to leave food out that wouldn't normally be available during that time of year. For example, in colder climates, especially those that end up freezing and with snow on the ground, putting out hummingbird feeders can draw in any wayward hummingbirds passing through, which will almost always be marked as rare during that time of the year. The same can be said with mealworm or insect feeders during times when insects aren't available in the wild. This works well because so much of the natural world is driven by available food. Birds that end up outside of their normal range often won't be able to find the right food source, and if they can find it, they will stick around the area. Install bird baths and water features. Another thing that attracts birds in general is water. Birds need fresh water for drinking and bathing. Installing bird baths or water features in your yard will attract rare birds that are drawn to the water, especially during migration when millions of birds are moving through, and some of them may go off course. Keep the water clean and change it regularly to prevent the spread of diseases. Consider adding moving water elements like fountains or drippers, as the sound of flowing water can be particularly appealing to birds. You may notice your water feature turning into a hub of activity in your yard, and eventually a rare bird species might make an appearance. Keep an eye out. Attracting rare birds to your yard takes time and patience. Spend time observing the habits and behaviors of the birds that do visit. Keep a record of the species you spot, and adjust your bird-friendly features based on your observations. Many times, rare birds can look very similar to other species that are more frequent visitors, so it's necessary to pay close attention and take note of any birds that seem different. Note that not every new visitor to your yard is rare. Knowing what the normal ranges of the birds you have around can be helpful. Also, keep a camera near your window so that if you do see a new species, you can take a picture of it can either identify it later or prove that it was indeed the species you thought it was. Creating a haven for birds in your yard is a fulfilling endeavor that requires dedication and a love for nature. By providing the right habitat and food sources, you will not only attract a nice variety of common bird species, but perhaps even some rare species too. Remember, you aren't guaranteed to have a rare bird visiting your yard, but following these steps will give you the best chance possible. Have you spotted any rare birds around your home? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Badgerland Birding.